Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
And welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, June 19th. 2023. It's Juneteenth. The holiday that is in commemoration of the last vestiges of official slavery being removed from the United States. It's a whole thing. We're not going to go into it because it's a little bit,
big subject, but...
yeah. Because, you know, some people don't like to hear the truth. That this country sucked once upon a time.
The world sucked for most of it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm not having a good day with technology today. I'm just not.
I'm not having a good day, period.
I'm not having the greatest of days either.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. I wasn't discounting what you said, dear.
Facebook is not loading stuff, and it is making posting to groups so aggravating.
I'm assuming everybody's having this problem?
Yeah. I literally just spent 5 minutes trying to post one picture to one group. I'm not in that many groups. It should not take me 30 minutes to post people, to post Facebook. It just, okay. So many days, Ben. So many days, Ben. So many days, Ben. I have a box of Goo Goo clusters that I can plow into later and eat my feelings.
I did that. I forgot. In Ohio, we have E-Check, which is basically a watered
Emissions
down
testing.
Yeah, it's a watered down car inspection because my birthday's on Saturday. Yes, birthday's on Saturday.
Emissions testing. They want to see how much emissions your car is putting out.
Yeah, but the thing is that I didn't realize that Google didn't tell us that they were closed because today's a federal holiday.
Yes, Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the United States. And so it closes, stuff like that, and either one of us registered it.
Don't worry, there were 4 people turning around in the parking lot when I got there.
Juneteenth has only been a federal holiday since 2021, which, I mean...
this is the 3rd year.
So this makes it, yeah, the 3rd year. 21, 22, yeah, the 3rd year. So it's, you know, that's the way the day is going. It's just the way the day is going.
Yep.
It's just been that kind of day. I was going to say something else, and it just totally went out of my brain.
Well, after we're done filming, I get to take... we have a really cool shark. Little battery-powered vacuum. I'm going to go vacuum out my car. That's going to be fun.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so, since I completely forgot what I was going to say, and now I can't pull it out of my brain, we're just going to go on to shouting out our commenters.
Okay, we have Andrea, Jeep Girl Stitches, Juanita, Bridget, Susie Scott, Glenna, and Teresa. And if you're wondering how somebody who literally has the spelling capabilities of a 3-year-old knows Juanita's name so well, it's because I actually didn't know that's how she spelled the name for the first year and a half I knew her.
Yes.
Not kidding, Juanita! That's how long it took me to figure out there was a J involved.
Okay, well, interesting. It happens. It's the day we're having. I need to do some cleaning in this house. Okay, we're going to move on and go to... what are we going to go through?
Whips.
Oh, Lord. I apologize. This is probably going to be a train wreck of a video. Whips.
Oh, were you going to talk about the fact your stitching is going to be borked this week? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I wasn't going to talk about that. My niece is visiting, so my stitching's going to be borked for the next video. At this point, I don't even care. Because I'm so...
Oh, no, I was going to say because you're excited that your niece is here.
Well, I mean, I'm excited that my niece is here, but I don't even care that my stitching's going to be nuts because I'm so agitated with trying to post it on social media. I've not had a good day.
Do you want to take a break?
No. Alright.
Hugs in the comments. Hugs in the comments.
I gotta find that piece of paper after we do whips. Okay, next up. So, Flag Week. It was Flag. This is recap of Flag Week from Daily 30. Okay. I used my free pass on relating a whip to sports. Get that out of the way right now. So the first prompt I did was to stitch on your oldest copyrighted whip. Your whip with the oldest copyright date, which is Victorian Way from Dimensions. It's got a copyright of 1998. Yeah, you can't read that. It's okay. Got a copyright of 1998. Here is where it was when I first started. And here is 495 stitches later.
I like that intro to that.
This is on the white 18 count kit Ada. I basically have the house completely, I think. Yes, the house is all stitched. I just need to backstitch the house. And
have you already backstitched the carriage in the center house?
Yes.
It looks great. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks fabulous. You can tell the difference between this house and this house, how much the backstitching actually will carry with this. So once I get the backstitching finished, there is another house here, 2 people in front of it. That's it. So, chugging along the progress on this.
Oh, and I thought of something random in case anybody... I have people that I'm sharing this with who are more video gamey. Cross-stitching is basically a modern version, or ancient because how old is this hobby?
Well,
needlework in general is...
Needlework dates back to much older times because, you know, during medieval times, needlework was done.
Cross-stitching is a little bit old.
That's what women sat around and did all day. Cross-stitching, I couldn't give you an exact date, but I know that Victorian era they did cross-stitch.
So, yeah, it's the Victorian equivalent to pixel art.
That works.
And a large number of video gamers just went, oh! And yes, you just make X's, and then you come up with pretty pictures, just like pixel art. I thought of this earlier today, because I'm going to try to explain it to the people in the server, and I was like, oh, it's pixel art!
Okay. Very good. Okay. So this next one gets a little bit of an asterisk. The Tale as Old as Time Sal from Story Stitches. It was a free sale most of last year. I still haven't finished it. Hashtag you're not surprised. I did this as my sal prompt for the Daily 30 week, but I also used this for the letter E because the Enchantress is in one of the blocks, and the Enchantress is the woman who cursed the prince and turned him into the beast. However, I also stitched on this today because one of our prompts for the week. When we get to plans, I'll tell you what prompt it is. But I did 600 and oh wait, gotta show you the before picture. Okay, so I did 635 stitches on it last week, and then 201 stitches on it today. So this this is on a piece of, I have absolutely no idea, silk weavers. It is a 16 count, I'm pretty sure. So the block with the rows is all done. I started and finished that with all of the various stitches, and then I did some fill-in on the castle here to get to my total today. So that leaves me 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks to do. Yay! So we are cruising right along on that.
Something I want to comment to you in between the next two things, because you're going to look at me funny. Or do you want me to just tell you now?
We can wait. Just okay. So then I had 3 more prompts to work on. And those of you who were here with us last week know that someone selected the same project for all 3 of those prompts. I was a little skeptical, but by the time I got done with the first 2 prompts, I was just like, forget it. I'm going to do it for the 3rd one, because it was Friday at that point, and I probably was only going to get 300 stitches in it, which I only got 300 stitches in it because I had to be across the street at the church most of the day because flower decorating in the morning, and then in the late afternoon set up for the Sip Sip Parade event that I was on the committee for, and the actual Sip Sip Parade event, I did not get home. I mean, I was home for a while in the late morning, early afternoon. We didn't get home from, I went back over there for Sip Sip Parade at like 4:15 in the afternoon. Didn't get home till 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that happened this week. My leg malfunctioned.
At like the very end of the night, we were putting the last of the things that needed to go into the church hall, and back into the church hall. My little fancy Fitbit here, because I got a new Fitbit, because I cracked my other watch. So I bought a new Fitbit.
And she's
a couple weeks
worth it.
My Fitbit congratulated me for getting to 10,000 steps in a day. I looked at it and I went, that sucked. Because it was just a long day. I was too tired. Okay. So, all of that to tell you, I worked on one project for 3 prompts.
4 picture.
I gotta find the cover photo.
I'm just helping.
I know. So, Winter Solstice was the project.
Oh, I would have picked more prompts if I known it was that one.
Yes.
I thought it was a different one. I love that one, actually.
And here's the before picture. So, I ended up doing 1,264 stitches on Winter Solstice. And I had to do some frogging as part of it. So, this is stitched on 32 count heirloom by the Slovak Farm. So I got the bird completely done. Thanks. So I got the bird completely done, the little branch he's sitting on. This is the branch the other small bird down here is sitting on. The words, and I started the lamppost. I had to frog the bird's butt. I had most of the red in. I couldn't figure out why things weren't lining up. It was because I was missing a line of stitches like right in here. So it all had to get frogged out. Luckily I hadn't put the brown stuff in yet.
Ready for Joe's bad joke of the day?
What?
So, when are you going to post about this post?
Ha ha ha. Ha. So this was for something that was square. This is square. Something with words. Words, letters, numbers. Words. And then the width of choice was this. So, what do I have left? I have the lamppost and the little bird. and some snow underneath of these two birds. That's it. So, we'll see if I can finish it up next time I stitch on it. I don't know. I think I might have more than I might be able to.
Well, if I do that to you again, you might get it
Do
done.
that to me again, yes, you will.
Plans!
Alright.
Plans! Now forget.
So then, it was time for Olympics stitching. I have to lean over and get the cover photo. So, I'm going to cut here and give you the before picture because I stitched on Raven Queen this weekend for the Olympics. Okay, so that was the before picture. Here is her cover photo. If you are new here, I have converted her from the golds and teals to reds and silvers. And fantastic story time. Took this with me to my mom's house. Project with me, not the cover photo. And pulled it out to show my niece what cross stitch was because she was asking what cross stitching was. She's interested in trying, and if I can find the little kit, we're gonna try it. Find the little kit. But I took the project out and was like, "This is what cross stitch is." She said, "Okay, cool. I want to try that, right?" So then my mom's standing there and she goes, "Which princess is that?" She goes, that is. I said, "Snow White's Evil Queen?" And she goes, "Yes, that is Snow White's Evil Queen, isn't it?" I said, "Well, not exactly." So I told her I was changing it to match the black and red color scheme they gave Regina in Once Upon a Time. And she goes, "Oh, that's cool." So apparently it reads Disney's Evil Queen.
Well, there's also one other caveat to that.
Queen. What?
It's your mother and you.
I know. We're Disney freaks.
Don't lump me in with your crazy. I got my own version of crazy.
Well, no, I meant me and my mother. Although we're not crazy enough to spend multiple thousands of dollars
Your brother's truly insane.
every year to go to Disney. Disney is expensive, y'all. Okay.
I'd rather buy a video game system.
This is Raven Queen. She's on Raven Queen fabric, 32 count, as we do all the Mirabilias on. So I did 540 stitches on it, which finished the Seoul, South Korea 88 Olympics 24. What I worked on was the bottom of her skirt. So, could you hold? That'd be great.
Come on, that'd be cute.
So most of the gray that I did in here, and then these bits of red. And when I was stitching it, I was like, them black to gray transitions are pretty harsh. But if you look at the cover photo, yeah, that's the way it's charted. So,
the thing is, it makes it a good accent color, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I thought different fabrics in a dress were supposed to contrast so they popped.
Well, I'm thinking it's supposed to be like a lighting effect on her, but it comes across a little harsh. But anyway, so that's been my stitching for the week. Didn't get my beaded bracelet finished from Needlework Guild because I ran out of thread. And someone gave me his, but I didn't have time to finish it. So let's move on. We do not have any haul. I haven't bought anything this week. Aren't y'all proud of me? Well, I bought stuff because we went to BA Sweeties, which is a giant candy store in Cleveland yesterday, and I bought a bunch of candy.
Let's just say we bought enough sweets to give us both diabetes. We're going to have sweets in this house for a long time because we eat them quickly. We're going to die.
Yeah. Alright. So, we will move on to plans and announcements. Plans and announcements.
I am crazy and going crazier.
There you go.
I'm not going to get any stitching. I'm not even going to remotely promise to. I've got this thing to do. I got multiple D&D things going on. And I got stuff to do with the niece. And I got other stuff to do. So,
okay.
I'm busy.
Well, let's talk about the new week in Daily 30.
Okay.
So, the new week in Daily 30 is country music.
Is this yours?
Yes, it is. How could you tell?
The way you said that.
Country music.
Also, I might enjoy the prompts on this one. Some of the people in the group, yeah, it might be bad.
Well, so I kind of debated on how to do this because I could have done history of country music, or I could have just done like country music songs, and that's the direction I went. I looked up Billboard, Rolling Stone's Top 100 Country Songs of All Times that was published in 2017. And I used songs, I grabbed 5 different songs, 4 songs out of the top 10. One was in the top 20. So the first song I grabbed was the 1978 Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson hit Mama Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Yes. This song is at the tail end of what is called the Best Buddy Style Country Music Song, where two artists of the same gender sing a duet, and usually it's a story or talking about life. So, of course, Mama Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys is a warning to mothers to keep their sons away from the drifter cowboy lifestyle. And despite their warnings and numerous mamas trying, numbers of cowboys have not declined in the decades. I didn't write that joke. Rolling Stones wrote that joke. They wrote it a little differently, but so stitch on your warning piece. That is a project that should have come with a disclaimer, or did come with a disclaimer, and you just ignored it. That is what I stitched on Tale as Old as Time for. That should have come with a warning that it was going to be a heck of a lot more difficult than it was billed to be by the designer.
Also, I could have given you a warning. You and Sal's, stop complaining about not keeping up. You, hun, legit, it's like you're sitting there with a little hand cart trying to chase a train. I love you. But you pushed 10 different hand carts going back and getting each one.
Okay. In 1973, Dolly Parton released her most iconic song, the pleading, heartbreaking ballad, Jolene. In the song, Dolly Parton begs the mythical Jolene, the beautiful mythical Jolene, not to take her man just because she can. Based on a semi-true story. It was actually, Dolly Parton wrote the song because of a bank teller who would flirt with her husband every time they went into the bank.
Jesus.
Of course, we all know Dolly Parton in the end won because she's still with her husband of 60 years, I think now. It's been a long time.
You know what? You just can't compete with Dolly. I don't care who you are.
Yes.
Still to this day, like, I would like to meet this woman because if she is half as funny as she portrays herself to be, and from what I've heard, what you see is what you get.
Yes. So, stitch on a whip that is screaming for your attention that you have ignored in favor of other whips. And please explain why you are ignoring this poor whip. So, you have 2 choices. Farmhouse Welcome or Scissors and Bobbins.
Bobbins, because my original one was going to get me in trouble.
Which is?
Nativity.
It's not on your choices list.
She didn't. No,
screaming for my attention.
She divorced it.
The 2 projects that I wrote down are screaming for my attention.
I said Bobbins already.
And have been ignored despite having been offered up multiple weeks.
Oh, so I'm the one ignoring them.
Yes. Okay.
Blaming me now, huh?
Alright, the second biggest country song of all time, according to Rolling Stones, is the highest ranking female artist song of all times. It is the 1961 Patsy Cline hit Crazy, an introspective look at being in love with someone who constantly breaks your heart. Patsy Cline was not originally fond of this Willie Nelson, yes, that Willie Nelson penned song, but she decided to record it anyways at the persuasion of her producers. It became her most iconic song and the song that is most associated with Patsy Cline. And if you grew up in the 90s country era, you have heard this song if you ever went to a concert. Because every female artist that ever performed live during the 90s country music era would sing Crazy a cappella to prove she could sing. The record industry has not been kind to women in country music over the years. So I'm very glad we have women like Miranda Lambert who kick butt now. It's the only one I can think of at the moment.
Miranda Lambert.
There's others. Ashley McBride is a good one. Taylor Swift has charged her own path in music, even though it's not fully country.
No, but by God, the music industry told her to do something and she flipped it off.
Stitch on a Whip that you were originally not fond of, but has become a hit with you. So you have three choices.
First one.
Farmer's Market by Mill Hill. Because I really wasn't originally like, why did I picked it up off a freebie table. I'm like, why did I pick this up? I don't know that I really like it. But then one day I just said, I think I'm going to stitch this, and I do like it. So, okay, so this one is the one that I have dropped off of the top 10 list for. And I did not put in the prompt where it was right. But the 1978 Kenny Rogers hit, The Gambler. Like, one of my favorite songs.
What's really sad is, I know it's a song, but it's actually good life advice. It still is.
It is. It just is. It is. But the song is what is termed a storytelling song, which is, it tells a story. Obviously. The song tells the story of a chance encounter between a man traveling on a train and an old gambler who does not have a name. And the gambler asks him for a light, and then offers him his unsolicited advice about life, which is to know when to hold him and know when to fold him, when to walk away and when to run. The hit song was actually led into kind of a secondary career for Kenny Rogers in the 80s, which was a television movie franchise based off of this gambler character, and Kenny Rogers played the title character, the gambler. My brother loved the movies, so I watched a lot of them, and of course I always played the song. But I enjoyed them too. So, but The Gambler is one of Kenny Rogers' was because Kenny Rogers has sadly passed away, was one of Kenny Rogers' signature songs in his career. Stitch on a Whip, for which you have received a significant amount of unsolicited advice. Share the advice and tell us if you've taken it. Wood Goddess. So, my two choices were Mirabilis. Because everybody has an opinion on how you're supposed to bead, and everybody has an opinion on how you're supposed to stitch the skin. And I listen to nobody's opinion about either. I do what I want.
I love you.
Okay. The number one country song of all times, according to Rolling Stones, is Johnny Cash's I Walk the Line.
I love that the number one and number two of all time are from 56 and 61.
Johnny Cash.
Has nobody made a good song since then?
Well, I think I come up with why Crazy is still a widely popular song. It is one of those songs where if you are a female artist being able to sing an a cappella, really, you are an excellent singer because it does have a very wide range of vocals. And Patsy Cline's just iconic female country. She really just is.
Well, considering she was good in the early 60s.
Well, she died in, I don't remember when she died.
Well, I'm saying when the song came out.
Right. And Johnny Cash's I Walk the Line was written in it's from 1956. It's kind of a softer side to Johnny Cash, but the funny thing is he did not write the song about the person it is most associated with him. It is widely associated with his wife June Carter Cash because of the movie I Walk the Line, which details really their relationship. Johnny Cash was married before June Carter Cash, and he wrote I Walk the Line for his first wife. Random things that you learn on the internet. And Cash actually at one point told his boss at Sun Records said that his boss at Sun Records never knew it, but I Walk the Line was also a gospel song because it was something he kind of mantraed to himself, to God, to keep on the straight and narrow, because we know Johnny Cash had a hard time with alcohol and drugs. Well, if you're a country music fan, you know that. So, alright, so the prompt is to stitch on a whip you are devoted to and spend the most time stitching. Now, I realize I do have an equal opportunity. I'm trying to do an equal opportunity thing this year, but I definitely...
Do you want to stitch on one project for 2 prompts, or want you to pick something else?
I will stitch on one project for 2 prompts.
Bobbins, because I'm literally trying to do that, because you said you wanted to.
Yes, which is quite fine. But I did pull some of the various projects that I would look to, okay, can I fit it into this prompt? Can I fit it into that, multiple things so I can stitch it more. So, that is prompts for the week. Hello, kitty. That is plans for the week. Announcements. If you have seen anything you would like to order, you may contact me to order it. If you order a Mirabilia or a thread or bead kit or Sullivan's Threads through me, please know that the company that ships them is very, 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 very behind. It is going to take a while. I do apologize. Nothing I can do about it.
They're so far behind they need a frickin' time machine.
Apologize profusely and feel like a horrible shop owner and struggle with my shop because I can't access the stuff. So, that's it for the week. So, what would we like to people to do?
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy bobby, the whole YouTube spiel.
Thank you all for spending a little bit of time with us this week. We hope you have a fabulous week. We hope you get lots of stitching in, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Bye, 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 bye.